Update 3. At my mom's birthday, everything seemed normal. Then my 10-year-old called me on the phone. Get out now. What happened? I asked. Her voice shook. Get out of the house. I obeyed. It was the last time I ever stepped foot in my parents' home. 3 months later, they were begging me to forgive them. I say still like I had some lease lined up and just hadn't signed it yet. I didn't. I had nothing lined up. And Nathan, bless him, hadn't once hinted that we were overstaying. He made Freya pancakes and me coffee and said things like, "You can stay as long as you need." And I started to believe he meant it. Then came the job offer. It was flexible, it paid well, and I wouldn't have to sell my soul or give up seeing my kid just to afford cheese again. I didn't cry when I got it, but I did lock myself in the bathroom and laugh until I coughed. That job was my first piece of the old life, the good part, clawing its way back. So, of course, that's when I saw the photos. I wasn't even snooping. I opened Instagram to check if Freya's school posted any updates about the art show, and there they were. My parents on a beach. Vincent sunburned and smiling like someone who knew the judge personally. Bianca was there too, looking smug as a wet cat holding a coconut drink like it was court-admissible evidence. The caption said, "Family first." So proud of the kind of dad he is to our granddaughter. I didn't drop the phone. I just stared at it, then turned the screen to Nathan and said, "Well, that explains why they've been quiet. They're tanning their betrayal." He didn't say anything for a while. Then he handed me a cookie. That's why I love him. 2 days later, Child Protection Services showed up. They knocked at 9 a.m. on a Thursday. I opened the door half-dressed. Freya was brushing her teeth, and Nathan was somewhere in the back trying to fix the leaky faucet with the world's smallest wrench. We received a report, the woman said, clipboard in hand, her colleague standing slightly behind her, scanning the hallway like we might be hiding meth in a potted plant. I didn't have to ask who reported me, but I did anyway. "It was your parents." She said, "Of course it was. They said I'd run off with Freya. That I was unstable. That I didn't have a permanent home. That I was involving strange men in my daughter's care," which I guess was Nathan, who was currently in the kitchen pouring juice into a cup shaped like a unicorn horn. They checked the bedrooms, asked Freya a few questions, inspected the fridge, found nothing. Said we'd hear back only if further action was needed. I thanked them with the emotional warmth of a sandwich bag. Then I went into the bathroom and vomited. The next day, I sat across from my lawyer while he poked at a salad and said things like, "This is serious, Daria." "No kidding," I muttered. He explained that if my parents testified for Vincent in the custody case, which was now days away, it would hurt a lot. They're close family. He said they know you well. If they paint a picture of instability, it'll hold weight. I looked at my lawyer, who once wore a tie with flamingos on it, to mediation and asked, "Do you think I'm going to lose her?" He sighed and said, "Not if she speaks." That night, Freya asked me if she would have to talk in court. I said yes if she wanted to stay with me. She didn't even blink. She just said, "Good," and went back to sketching her wolf comic. This one had snakes wearing grandma wigs. The courtroom smelled like air freshener and lies. Vincent showed up in a suit so stiff it looked like it was wearing him. My parents came in after him, sat behind his chair like they belonged to him now. Bianca didn't even look my way. Freya sat beside me, swinging her legs nervously. Nathan gave me a half smile and sat in the back, a steady shadow. The first day was brutal. My parents took the stand and said I was moody and not emotionally stable. My mother said I'd always been too sensitive. My father nodded like he was being interviewed for a documentary called How to Destroy Your Daughter in Court. Bianca echoed them. Vincent was a wonderful father, she said. He stayed home. He cared for Freya. He was always patient. I wanted to stand up and scream. Then why the hell did I leave him? But I didn't. I sat there, nails digging into my palm while they described a version of me I didn't recognize. And then finally it was Freya's turn. She took the stand like it was a school presentation. Looked at the judge, not at her father. "I want to live with my mom," she said. "She listens to me. She makes me feel safe. She's never yelled at me." They asked about Vincent. She hesitated. Then said, "He gets angry. He throws things. He threw a bottle once. It scared me." Silence. And then she said, "I don't want to live with him. I don't feel safe." They asked if anyone else ever made her uncomfortable. My grandma and aunt said they wanted me to go live with him, that they were going to make mommy lose me. They said they'd put stuff in her bag to get her in trouble. Dead silence. I wasn't crying. I couldn't cry. I felt like I'd been dropped into a vacuum. And that should have been enough, but the universe wasn't done. During the break, Vincent approached my mother. They were arguing. I couldn't hear the words, but I saw the motion, his hand grabbing her wrist hard sharp. She yanked it back. My father stepped in. Vincent stormed off, and that was the last time they ever stood near him again. They didn't come back to court. My lawyer told me later they'd withdrawn their testimony and that we had enough. We returned to court. My lawyer brought the fire. He laid out the money trail, the car, the vacation, the hidden assets Vincent hadn't disclosed during our divorce. It was all there. Receipts, transactions. He bought their loyalty. And then when the money stopped, so did they. The judge ruled in my favor. I got full custody, no visitation, no contact. Vincent left the courtroom red-faced and sweating. My parents didn't show up at all. The week after the ruling, their vacation photos vanished from social media. The car was gone. The glow dried up. Nathan showed me a screenshot of one of my mom's posts before it was deleted. Sometimes family is the hardest lesson. I laughed. Actually laughed. Fast forward a year. I still wake up sometimes half expecting a war. But then I look over and see Nathan snoring into a pillow and Freya curled up on the other side with her wolf plushie. And I remember we're okay now. Nathan and I ended up together, which still surprises me. For the longest time, I didn't see him that way. I'd known him since we were kids, back when he used to eat crayons and swear he'd be a firefighter priest scientist when he grew up. I think I'd filed him under permanent friend material and just left him there. Turns out he'd liked me for years. He told me one night over burnt toast and dishwater wine that he never said anything because he didn't want to ruin what we had. But then something shifted. Maybe it was the way he held Freya's hand at court, or the fact he never once tried to fix me, just stood beside me while I unraveled and reassembled myself. Maybe it was just timing. Maybe it was everything. All I know is one night he kissed me and I kissed him back and suddenly the whole world made a bit more sense. He's good to me, better than I thought possible. Freya loves him. He builds cardboard castles with her, listens to her wolf theories like they're gospel, and lets her win at Mario Kart exactly half the time. She told him the other day, "I'm glad you're part of our pack," he cried in the hallway. Denies it, but I saw it. There was one attempt from my parents to reconcile. They showed up at the door one Saturday morning with pancakes. Literal pancakes. Like the smell of betrayal comes with syrup. They said they didn't understand what Vincent was really like and that maybe we could move past it all. I didn't even get to answer. Nathan stepped into the hallway, looked them dead in the eye, and said, "You need to leave now." Freya peeked out, and nodded like backup. They left. I haven't heard from them since. I did hear through the grapevine that things haven't been easy for them. Financially, they're struggling. Some people, extended family, old friends, cut ties after finding out what they tried to do. Apparently, trying to frame your daughter to win back a free babysitter and vacation fund doesn't play well at Bridge Club. Me, I'm doing okay. Actually, better than okay. I've got a stable job I like, a daughter who laughs in her sleep, and a partner who makes me feel safe in ways I didn't know I needed. It's not flashy. It's not perfect, but it's mine. And I'll fight like hell to keep it. Did I go too far or not far enough? This is where our story comes to end. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and follow. Thanks to all for your support.